Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to our special 2021 Reading Rituals with Miss Carmen. This year, we're doing a lot of different fun, special things. We've got special guest readers. We've got stories in both Spanish and English. And we have authors who have also come on and they're reading their own stories for us with a little help from me so that I can show you some of the photos. So without further ado, I'm going to bring back on one of our previous guest authors who was here with us before, and she has a very special, well, all of her books are very special, but this one today, I think a lot of you may have heard a little bit about the movie, and I'm going to let her talk to you about it. So I'm just going to bring her back on. And welcome, Miss Roni. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Miss Carmen. Thank you for having me on your show. And it's so special to be able to be here and share these books that I've written and that I love with children that I love. Yes.
And their parents, because
and their parents. Yes.
Sometimes the parents
without the parents, we wouldn't have the children. So, and when I was a teacher, I worked with the children, and I also included their parents in everything that we did.
Of course, of course. And sometimes the parents need a little break. So these reading rituals are perfect because it's a story that the children get to watch the video, and maybe their parents just get time for a cup of tea while they're doing it. So let's jump right into today's special book. If you don't mind, just a quick introduction about what it is, how you were associated with this very special movie, and then we'll get into the story.
Hey, this is a very special book story that I was asked to write by Disney, by the children's book editor. And she asked me to write a story to go along with the movie Coco. Yes. And then I asked my older son, who is now a grown-up, he's an adult, and he's a writer, and he works in the movie industry, and his name is Aaron Rivera-Ashford. And I asked Aaron to help me write this story. So we wrote it together.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So some of these children that are listening to these books, you children might be thinking that someday you want to be a writer. You might like to write stories, and you can't write a lot of words. You can start by doing pictures and make your story. So, all right. So we're going to read the story that is called Miguel and the Amazing Alebrijes. And you might be saying, Alebrijes? What is that? Well, listen to the story and you will find out what it is. Okay? All right. So if we go to the title page, that's the first page in the book. It has the title again, Miguel and the Amazing Alebrijes. At the top, you do see Coco from the movie, and it was done by Disney Pixar. The book is by Roni Capin Rivera-Ashford and Aaron Rivera-Ashford. That's myself and my son. And it's illustrated by Ricardo de Los Angeles, who is a young man who did, I love his illustrations. Those are the drawings in the book, the pictures. And his last name is de Los Angeles, and guess where he lives? He lives in Los Angeles. So, okay, now we're going to turn to the first page, and we are going to start our story with Miguel Rivera was excited to go to school. His teacher had promised to tell the kids about a special project they were going to make. He could hardly wait. Good morning, class, said Señora Sena, Miguel's teacher. Today we will be doing a papier-mâché project. Miguel was thrilled. Oh, yay, we're going to make piñatas. No, not piñatas, she said. For our special project, we'll be making, and now we'll see on the next page, Alebrijes. Ale what? One of the students asked. Alebrijes. They are colorful sculptures of fantastical creatures, said Señora Sena. Alebrijes were invented about 100 years ago. They are a combination of ancient and modern Mexican art forms. How did they get that name? Miguel asked. The word alebrije came to an artist in a dream. His teacher answered. That's why there is something magical about them. Some of you may have seen alebrijes before, and some of you, maybe you have not, but we're going to learn more about them in this story. To start the project, you must be inspired, Señora Sena said. Your inspiration will come from animals that live here in Santa Cecilia. Remember, Santa Cecilia is where Miguel lives in the Coco movie. Go exploring and make a list of 8 of your favorite animals. 8, Miguel said. That's a lot. You don't have to make 8 alebrijes, Miguel. It's okay to make just a few or even 1. And the sculptures can be of a particular animal or a combination. Making a list of animals will inspire you to use your imagination. So if some of you heard me reading a previous book, My Nana's Remedies, or Los Remedios de Mi Nana, you might remember that I like to rhyme a lot. And I don't know if you heard combination and imagination. Those 2 words rhyme. And you might later on start thinking of your own words that rhyme. Okay, so now that Miguel understood, he was excited to get started. After school, he went to his favorite place, Mariachi Plaza, to look for animals. Right away, he saw pigeons gathered around a fountain. Oh, this is going to be so easy, said Miguel. And now we're going to count. So if you want to say the counting number with me in the Espanol, go right ahead and you say it at home, okay? Or at school or in the library or at the park, wherever you're watching this. Right away, he saw pigeons gathered around a fountain. Oh, this is going to be so easy, said Miguel. Pigeon, animal número 1.
No.
Out of the corner of his eye, Miguel spotted a lizard scurrying past. He tried to catch it, but it was too fast. A little bit of rhyming there. Lizard, animal número 2, he said. As a band warmed up, on the next page we see the band is warming up there. As a band warmed up, the sound of their music caught Miguel's attention. It's Armando and his acoustic armadillos, he said. They are a fantástico group. Armadillo, animal número 3. Miguel searched the plaza, but he didn't see any more animals. Maybe this is going to be harder than I thought, he said. He sat for a moment. Then decided to head home to ask Abuelita for help. And then we go to the next page where you'll see him with Abuelita. When Miguel got home, he told his grandmother about his class project. Abuelita, we're making alebrijes in school, and I need to find 5 more animals to inspire me. Can you help? Abuelita was excited. Ooh, I love alebrijes. They are as unique as their creators. I'm sure you'll make something beautiful. Vamos, let's find inspiration from our familia. And then we go to the next page. Abuelita pulled out old pictures of the Rivera family that they used every year on Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, for the ofrenda, the family altar. One of the photos showed Mama Imelda with a gray cat. Your great-great-grandmother Imelda loved that cat. She named her Pepita, said Abuelita. Thank you, Abuelita. Cat, animal número 4. Okay, now we have another exciting animal on the next page. Do you have a favorite animal? Miguel asked. Abuelita laughed. Yes, I once had a pet goat named Diego. Did you know goats will eat just about anything? He would even eat our laundry. Miguel laughed. Goat, animal número 5. What about you, Mama Coco? Miguel asked. His great-grandmother had been listening to them all along. Bonita, she said. She whispered, pointing out the window. Miguel turned and saw a red-tailed hawk in the sky. Wow, I never would have noticed that hawk. Animal número 6. He said, Gracias, Mama Coco. Just then, a butterfly landed on the windowsill. Abuelita leaned over and whispered to Miguel, in our country, butterflies or mariposas are known as animal guides. And you know what, mijito? It is said that with their migration to Mexico, every year they bring lost spirits home for Dia de los Muertos. That's so cool, Miguel said. Butterfly, animal número 7. Only one more to go. Because this is 7, right? Siete is 7.
Yeah.
And he needed 8. Remember? Señora Sena told him. So he's only got one more to go. Miguel searched everywhere for one last animal to put on his list. He walked to a quiet area just outside of town. Music is meant to bring people together, he said, as he began to play his homemade guitar. Maybe it will help me find my last animal too. Suddenly, he heard a noise. It was his perro pal, Dante. You all remember Dante, the dog?
Yes.
Singing along. How could I forget about you, Dante? Dog, animal número 8. All right, so now we go to the next page. And in school the next day, Miguel worked hard on his project. You've got some interesting combinations, said his teacher. How did you choose your alebrijes? I don't feel like I chose them, Señora Sena. In a magical way, it feels like they chose me. At home, Miguel presented his familia with the alebrijes. First, he gave Mama Coco one that resembled the hawk that she spotted. Remember, she saw one out the window.
Yes.
Next, he gave Abuelita one of Diego with a piece of her favorite apron hanging from his mouth. She laughed so hard. She loved it. Finally, Miguel placed the alebrijes of Pepita and Dante next to the ofrenda. He was proud of his creations. Miguel knew in his heart that Mama Imelda would have loved hers. And he also had a feeling she would like Pepita's new friend, Dante.
Aww.
And that's the end of the story.
Yes.
But guess what? It's not the end of the book. If you turn the page, we have a whole collection of beautiful stickers for you when you have your own book, and they are available to buy the books. These are stickers from the movie Coco, and you can see Hector, and you can see Miguel and Dante, and all kinds of wonderful. There's Miguel with his guitar. So, and then if you turn the page again, two more pages at the back, we have some cardboard cutout alebrijes.
Oh
so
my gosh.
You get to cut those out, and there's a little stand to put them on, and you can have your own alebrijes, and then maybe someday you can make your own. And you can do it with newspaper and glue and water, or flour and water, and make paper mache animals and then paint them.
Oh, this is such a wonderful book. Thank you so much, Miss Roni.
Oh, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it and had a good time.
I did. Again, I've had these, and I made a promise that I wouldn't read them until we did it together, but it's been very hard.
Very good.
Yes.
So hopefully these boys and girls and their parents and their teachers and their librarians don't have to wait. They can go to my website.
Okay.
And buy books from my website if they would like.
Okay, I'm going to put that
in. There's my website, Butterfly Heart Books. And those of you who haven't heard from me before, I will tell you that I love butterflies. You can see here in the corner of my room, this is where I write. I call this my butterfly room. And you'll see some hanging little butterflies there. And then if I move this, you'll see I have a frame with some real butterflies in there, and a painting with a sunflower and a butterfly that I painted. So for me, butterflies are special because they represent life. They represent change and transformation. And they come out in a beautiful way from the cocoon. Right? They come from as a caterpillar into the cocoon, and then they transform into a beautiful butterfly. And there are no borders, no walls, no fences that keep butterflies out. They fly free everywhere, as we all should. And no matter what color they are, everyone loves them. Right. And that's how we should all be in this life. And so butterflies are what I love. I write books from my heart, and that's why it's Butterfly Heart Books.
That makes perfect sense. And I love what we learned here in the book,
Yeah.
that the butterflies bring home the lost spirits. I thought that was really wonderful too. And I didn't know that. So thank you so much, Miss Roni, for sharing.
There's a lot of learning in this little
Yes.
book, right?
Yes, there is. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending your time with us and reading your own stories in the way that, and sharing with us the way that they came to be. I can't wait for your next visit. But
Thank
for now,
you. And I would like to share one more little
yes, of course.
detail for those who would like to know. Senora Sena, the teacher in the story, she has crossed the Marigold Bridge already. Like in the story Coco, remember when people get older or when they get sick and their body cannot stay on earth anymore, but their spirit goes across the Marigold Bridge. And Senora Sena was a good friend of mine, and she was a teacher. We became teachers together. We were in college together. So it's very special that she is the teacher in this story that I wrote.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you. We would never have known that if you didn't share and join us today. So she lives forever in your book.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you,
Yes.
Miss Roni.
Thank you.
And to everyone who is watching our 2021 reading rituals, please like and comment and share these videos. We really appreciate it. And please do reach out to Miss Roni and check out her website and the different books that she's written. I think she's coming back at least 2 more times. So we will see you again, Miss Roni. And to all of you out there, thank you for watching. I'm Miss Carmen.
Gracias y adiós.
Adiós, hasta luego.
Hasta luego, hasta la otra.
Sí. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.